let's talk about the concept of people in Spain of Spanish descent with red hair. Let's just talk about it. Now, if you are in Europe, if you are in Spain, you know my story. I've never been to Spain. And like many Americans, it's hard for me to differentiate a person from Spain, what they look like, versus a person in the United States being maybe of Mexican descent and speaking Spanish. I can look at Antonio Banderas, I can look at Mario Lopez. Sure, they're both Spanish to me. Like, that's how limited my mind is. I have great difficulty picturing what Spanish people look like. And even that's tricky, because am I talking about people who are from the nation of Spain and have Spanish DNA? Well, what's Spanish DNA? What's Iberian DNA? It's all mixed anyway. It's got Arab in it, it's got Jewish, it's got Greek. So it's a challenge. I think it's a challenging concept. But ultimately, maybe this is the best way to ask it. People who have the Iberian DNA when they take DNA test, is having red hair a part of that? Can it be? For example, if you are of Scottish descent, you're most likely to be the person that has red hair in the room. If you're of Irish descent, then you're second most likely to be the person of red hair, to have red hair. If you're Scottish, Irish, Scandinavian, you're more likely to have red hair. But Spain? Tell me more about that. What inspired this conversation, this video, is I was talking to a guy at work, and he told me his girlfriend, one of her parents is of Mexican descent. Half Mexican, as we Americans call it, and that's the term he used. And he said, but it's weird because she has red hair. When you think of people who are Mexican, you don't think of red hair. When you think of people who are Spanish, you don't think of people who have red hair. But is that the case? He was asking me, knowing that I make videos about this. I said, you know what, I'm gonna have to make a video about it. Because I'm not an expert and because I don't do my research, my videos are my research. So ultimately, help me understand that. Let's say you're 100% Iberian. You take your DNA test, 100%. And can you have red hair? Or does that red hair only come through other places like Scandinavia? It's the same thing like when I made the video, asking about how if you had a DNA test that said you're 100% Italian, could you still have blonde hair? Because I accept that people in Italy that are Italian and have been for every generation they know of can still have blonde hair and blue eyes. But usually when we explore that further, then we find out, well, their DNA test shows that they also are 8%, of Swedish descent or whatever it is. And so then that helps explain why they look that way. But is it a Spanish? I even know of a situation where in a family, everybody has like brown or blonde hair, and then one person has red hair. The DNA test came out and showed that that person was only a half sibling of the others. And that's what the DNA test showed. And the person who had a different parent compared to the rest, the one that was a half sibling, their DNA test showed that they had nearly a fifth Iberian DNA, where the other siblings didn't have it. And the person with the Iberian DNA has red hair. Could be a coincidence, could mean nothing. I know nothing. I'm a random guy on the internet. Oh, and I'm supposed to give this disclaimer. I'm ignorant. I don't know anything. The American school system failed me for not teaching me enough about geography. How can I not know the difference between a person from Spain and a Mexican? So if those comments come in a lot, if you need to leave that, just go ahead and do that. But ultimately what I'm asking is, in all of my ignorance, if you have Iberian, Spanish, Portuguese DNA, in any way could that make you more likely to have red hair? Or is it actually on the contrary, that you're less likely to have red hair if you're of Spanish descent and your DNA test backs that up? Your comments belong right here.